Welcome to episode 128 of Nobody Special.
On this episode, we talk about all the DC stuff, including Batman and Vengeance.
The Gotham Outpost presents Nobody Special. Hey everyone, welcome to Nobody Special, two Nobodies talking about the somebody who matters. I'm Danny, the host and Dark Knight of Nobody Special.
And I'm Caleb, the other host of Nobody Special. This is the podcast where two generations of people talk about God, pop culture, politics, and everything in between, all not taking any of it too seriously.
Hello, Caleb.
Hello.
Caleb, one of the downsides of doing a podcast about pop culture during, I'd say, the past 5 or 6 months is that there literally is no pop culture.
Yeah.
We almost had NBA and MLB and all that. Mm-hmm. And we
wouldn't
don't
have followed those. I literally heard MLB and I didn't know what that was.
Right, Major
so that
League
tells
Baseball.
You something.
Yes, we would have had to brush up on sports in order to talk about literally anything than politics.
Right.
But it's not gonna happen this time. We're just not gonna do it. So, yep. That's been, I'd say, our biggest struggle in show planning is figuring out show.
Mm-hmm. What do we talk about besides just talking?
Mm-hmm. I've asked the question multiple times to myself, what movie is coming out, and then have come to the conclusion of no, it's not. The movie theaters aren't open. And then, I don't know if this got talked about in our previous episode, the new Mutants movie. Mm-hmm. Did we talk about this?
What new Mutants?
Okay, so it's supposed to come out, actually, the day this podcast comes out, it's supposed to come out in theaters because it's a safe risk. Mm-hmm. It's been done for 2 years. They've just pushed it back. There is part of me that wants that movie to be delayed again just to keep the joke going. It was supposed to come out 2 years ago.
Yeah. It is crazy. And this sounds terrible, but movies get better with time. The amount of time you have to work on them. Mm-hmm. So this thing better be good. And if it's not...
It's not going to.
Why do you think so?
Because do you think they had this great gem of a movie and then delayed it for 2 years? No.
To work on it more?
No. Just delayed it. Just from there was a contract problem. Disney bought part of Fox. Coronavirus happened. Just all these things happened. And they're just like, meh, all right, whatever.
But still, work is being done. I'm going to expect at least above 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. And if you don't, then you have shattered everyone's dreams. Because, come on, you had plenty of time to make this thing good.
So we're going to have to go see this and just come back and be like, that was not good, because it was in the middle of the era that they're trying to figure out, do we cancel the X-Men or not, or just keep going? And that's been fun. But I know other movies have come out, and Unhinged is getting to say they're the best movie in America right now, which is totally unfair.
Unhinged?
Uh-huh.
What is that?
The Russell Crowe movie that just doesn't look good, but is the only movie out right now. So people are like, I don't know. I guess we'll go see that. I don't know.
Yeah. The
whole thing is Russell Crowe gets road rage.
Yep. And
tries to kill a family or something.
Classic Russell.
What in a major case of dad bod, and
yeah, what happened to him? He really let himself go.
I think that was for this role.
Yeah, I bet it was. I could see that.
But this movie doesn't look good at all.
No.
It's like, okay.
Yeah.
If it's more than 90 minutes, I'd be very surprised. It's like, oh, okay. So
hopefully they just haven't spoiled everything in the trailer.
Right.
But I don't know. Who knows?
I don't think the plot's deep enough to spoil anything. It's like Russell Crowe is unhinged because road rage. Yeah, and okay, cool.
Yep.
So he doesn't in the end, and they hit him with a car or something. You know, so some kind of callback to how it all started.
Circle.
Yeah, it all comes full circle.
All comes full. I'm trying to think of another full roundabout. No,
I'm more upset that I thought the same thing and you said it first. No, yeah, this movie's just not gonna be good. So I was thinking, gosh, I need something to talk about, and then it happened. It happened.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb, it happened. DC dumped all of their trailers on the internet in one day, and it was like, thank goodness, there's something to talk about. I am so excited.
Yeah.
How many of them have you watched?
I've watched the Batman trailer.
Okay. And we're gonna come to that.
Obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna come to that.
I have seen bits and pieces of the Suicide Squad and the Wonder Woman trailer.
How did you see bits and pieces of the Suicide Squad trailer?
Scrolling through Instagram and then keeping on scrolling.
It wasn't a trailer. I mean, that's the thing. It wasn't a trailer.
What was it?
It was a cast announcement because there's 30.
Okay, I knew I saw
There's
like a
30
logo
of
or
them.
something. Yeah.
There's so many that I'm just like, okay, so half of them are going to die in the first 5 minutes. And I'm trying to figure out, other than Margot Robbie, which of them are the actual members who are going on a mission. Because if all 30 of them are doing this massive ensemble cast thing, then this movie is dead. There's no way it's going to be good. Because it has so many people in there that are just these one-off characters that there's no way.
It's hard for a TV show to balance that many people.
Right? And they have hours upon hours. And to do this in 2 hours and 30 cast members that all have superpowers and everything, they're going to pull a Deadpool 2 and kill off most of them very quickly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pete Davidson. I don't think that you made the cut.
Who's Pete Davidson?
He's one of them, and the guy from Saturday Night Live. Who also
the guy who looks very pale. Is that him? Is that you talking? Bags under his eyes.
out of all the words to describe him, I wouldn't have gone with pale. I would have said high.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably, if I had to guess, probably because of the drugs.
Yeah.
The guy that was engaged to Ariana Grande.
Yes.
Yes, Pete Davidson. So
who is he playing?
One of them, I don't know. There's so many of them.
That's
Peter
hilarious.
Capaldi's in it. I mean, so many people are in it. Yeah, Peter Capaldi's in it. Nathan Fillion is in it. Will Smith is not in it. To be fair, he's had a rough few months with certain, how do I say this, entanglements
Oh my gosh.
that have come to light. He's been busy.
That's so mean.
Yeah, I think it's mean that she did that too. Correct.
I saw this Instagram comment on one of his posts, and this is terrible.
Was it from 50 Cent?
No.
Okay.
It was he was doing jump rope, and this was right after that thing had happened. And someone was like, "All right, be careful, don't get entangled."
Oh no.
And Will Smith comments back, he's like, "Haha, great joke. I just want you to know that's funny, but you're gonna be blocked."
Yeah.
But
like, I acknowledge the humor and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And now to block you. Thank you. Hey. Hey, he's honest and consistent. I appreciate
I like
famous
Will Smith,
YouTuber Will Smith. Yes. No. So they also put out the trailer for the Snyder Cut of Justice League, which is just a weird concept to put the movie out again, but different.
I didn't see that. I saw the clip of like Doomsday, is that his name? Where he's like, "Whoa."
Guess how long it is?
It's gonna be 4 episodes,
Guess how long each episode is?
2 hours.
No, 4. Well, no, 1 hour each.
Oh,
Sorry,
I
1
was
hour
like,
each.
whoa.
1 hour each. Sorry. So at one point, the Snyder Cut in theaters was going to be either 4 hours or whittled down from 4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
man's
grateful
trying to
Joss
pull
Whedon
a
got it.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah, kind of glad Joss got it. Now the cut everybody's interested in though is the mustache cut.
They just want
We want the mustache cut.
just want to leave it in.
I want the mustache cut of Superman. So what happened is during the reshoots, Cavill had already started on a Mission Impossible and had to grow out a mustache for that. So they then had a debate. The attorneys had a debate as to whether he shaves it off and a Mission Impossible kind of puts the mustache in to the final parts of their taping, or if
which would have been easier.
If I think the other movie had to take it off and CGI it off. And because the shooting had concluded and he was on to the next project, they decided that they had to CGI off the mustache off of Superman. And I want the mustache cut. And because I just want Superman to like slowly descend from being dead. And then he's like, tells a dad joke or something, or have on, instead of his boots, I want him to have on a pair of New Balance shoes and just like,
gosh.
It's like, it can't be. I'm so astounded. And then he kind of floats down. Oh, yes. Hi, astounded. I'm Superman. You know, like just kind of dad joke it up a little bit. That would have been fantastic.
I wonder if, did they reshoot anything or did they just have...
They had massive reshoots because Joss took it over.
No, I'm saying like for the Snyder cut.
No, I don't think so.
That's amazing.
Making them come back and do it again. Wow, that would have been just a weird contract.
It wouldn't be a cut at that point, to be honest, but
it's just a new movie.
Yep.
You know, they also put out a trailer for Wonder Woman, a 1984. It looks fine. Mm-hmm. It's really all I have to say about that one. I mean, I'm going to be honest. It's like, it looks fine. It looks fine.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
So I really liked the first Wonder Woman.
It was fantastic.
But
and this
I don't know what's going on. Yeah. Like, I don't know Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what's happening. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of how I feel with a lot of DC. Like, do I know what happens in Justice League? No, I didn't make it through the first 10 minutes.
The movie?
Yeah. It sounds terrible, but you know.
It was fine. It
like,
was a fine movie.
I don't remember Superman dying for some reason.
Because that was in a previous movie.
Batman versus Superman.
Yes.
I barely remember. I do like Batfleck. I remember that much.
Yeah,
about
Batfleck, he did a great job. People
were like,
oh, Ben Affleck can't be Batman. Why not?
Yeah.
I thought he did a fantastic job as both a Bruce and as Batman. Because it's essentially two different characters that you got to play.
He's great.
So
I thought he was perfect.
But yeah, no, the new movie for Wonder Woman, I think it's fine. Kristen Wiig plays the bad guy, and I think that it's going to be great. Mm-hmm. And also, I know her from plenty of comedic stuff, so it's hard to see her in a more dramatic, action-oriented role. It's a bit hard. It's a bit of a stretch, but I'm all about it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give it a shot because it's a good story, good actress.
How do you know if it's a good story?
It appears to be a good story based on the trailer I heard.
All right, don't lie, Danny.
No, it seems fine. That's all. I don't know. That's all I really have to say about that. They also put out trailers for a few of their games. One of them being Gotham Knights, and this the plot behind it is Batman is dead, and it's open world, but there's a chance to play as either Robin, Batgirl, Red Hood, or Nightwing. And it's co-op and it's open. I don't know, that
seems cool.
All right, I'll be honest, that game stuck to me a bit. As I was going through that, I got to thinking about, all right, after I die, do I have people that come after and keep it going? Do you know what I mean? That one, I don't know. I think that's my first old man thought I've had of that. Like, I'm gonna die one day and I need to start preparing for that. That to have people that I've poured into in order that they can keep going, and in this case that they could pursue God in a similar manner. But I don't know, they're giving these other characters an opportunity to play their part and tell their story, and they're great characters that have always just been overpowered by Batman. So yeah, and they're all very different. That was another thing that kind of got to me a bit, is although they're all trained by the same person, they're all very different people.
Right.
And a few of them are more broken than others. A few are angrier than others and more capable, and just a ton of other stuff. But it's pretty fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I haven't seen too much about that. I mean, I kind of miss this whole thing, besides the Batman trailer, but...
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
speaking
need
of
to
the
go
Batman
back.
trailer, that's the other thing everybody had been stoked about is Robert Pattinson. Is that the nickname that he's getting?
Probably.
Is
yeah.
that it? Yeah, Pattinson.
Yeah.
So
I can almost 100% confirm that will be it.
and you heard it here first, people. Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. No. All right, Caleb, tell me about the trailer then.
Okay. The trailer starts out. The Red Warner Bros.
Smash cut.
It's I can only assume the villain looks like the Riddler.
Yeah.
I feel like
Internet's
that's a fair.
in fairly big agreement on that one.
Yeah.
It's the Riddler.
And
not the Jim Carrey
yeah,
mess. That movie was a mess.
yeah, but
Oh, wait, did you ever see that one? Sorry.
yeah, I've
Sorry,
seen
did you ever
all of
seen
them. I block certain ones out of
A
my
Batman
mind,
Forever?
but- yeah, is that the Bat Nipples?
No, that's Batman and Robin.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Batman Forever. So, Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones, they hated each other so much that they did not talk during filming outside of their roles together. Tommy Lee Jones couldn't stand Jim Carrey, and I was like, yeah, I can see that. Like, I can see how that's an acquired taste. If
True
I'm
villains.
old Tommy Lee Jones, like, yeah, I can see that.
But I mean, this new trailer looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm almost sick of Batman now,
Mm-hmm.
but
Right.
I'll let it keep on going, I guess.
Right.
The suit looks cool. Watching Batman just like beat the crap out of some goon.
Yeah,
was
he
like-
really laid into that guy.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, we're still punching. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it looks good. Yeah, I mean, it really reminds me of like the Nolan kind of vibe.
definitely.
But I feel like they did add a tad more whimsical. Like, didn't feel as like grounded as
Right.
Nolan's, which I like personally. I
Right.
like it to be a bit more.
Right. Nolan's came off as this could actually happen kind of a thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
up until Bane, it was kind of that like, all right, we're back in the comic book, but
Yeah.
This does carry kind of a more of a comic kind of a feel to it, in that the characters are still these grandiose characters that can't.
Mm-hmm.
These aren't real people, and if they are, we're all dead. Like, ooh, if they are, but
Mm-hmm.
no, that was fantastic, and I know people they'd been on edge because Pattinson's playing Batman, and it's just kind of, I think it's
People are always the same way. It's
Mhm.
so annoying.
Well, but I think he gets a bad rap because Twilight was so terrible.
Yeah, and
People
Twilight was
hated
not terrible
Twilight.
because of any of the actors. Let's
Well,
just make that clear.
It wasn't terrible because of Pattinson.
Yeah. Or many of the actors.
Yes.
I think that the writing was terrible.
Oh, it was awful. Yeah.
Directing was not great.
Right. The editing also kind of not the best.
Yeah. People have to realize it's not always the actor's fault 100% of the time.
No.
But yeah, he is a great actor.
Yeah.
He has plenty of films to back that up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's funny about all of it. I
Right.
mean, he does, like, I could see how looking at him, you could be like, he can't be Bruce Wayne
Right.
or Batman. But,
Right.
I think it looks pretty good.
Right. I thought they did a good job of getting to the dark aspects of that character, because that character, I mean, if you kind of take out the early Batman, is a dark character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, instead of the early action comics that he's like, he sped through a red light, I'll go stop him, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That that character, he comes about because someone murders his parents, and then he puts on a bat suit to fight criminals. He doesn't actually have powers. He's just really smart and a detective. Now, over time, the detective
And
aspects,
money.
yeah, he's got a lot of money and a lot of brain, but the detective aspects have kind of taken a back seat a little bit to the punching aspects, and I guess that's fine. But this character, if he's going up against the bad guy that people think he's going up against, he's going to need to do a bit of the detective stuff also. But I do think, and I've been pretty open about this in the past, I enjoy that they're broken characters a bit, that they're flawed, because they do appear approachable. And there's parts of this that they kind of depict Bruce as struggling, as going through difficult times, and I think that's really kind of a cool edge to it, because too often it's just like, well, I'll just tap into the bat computer and spray the bat spray, and it's all in the belt and all this kind of stuff, and
Right.
and now it's a flawed character that struggles, that has pains, and I don't know, it's pretty approachable to me. So I enjoy kind of three-dimensional characters, I guess.
Yeah, and I feel like that's, why I mean, it's definitely making a character more relatable, which life is not perfect, therefore
Right.
characters, for them to be relatable, they can't
Right.
be perfect. And that's why a lot of people's favorite heroes are those characters that are not, put together.
Right.
Like mine is Spider-Man. I don't know who your favorite superhero is, but you look at Tony Stark, he's nowhere near perfect.
No, and he acknowledges it too. That's the weird part.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm super not perfect.
The only one, I feel like I like Captain America, but he is kind of perfect. And I don't like Superman either, because he always seemed to just put together. But
I mean, but that's the kind of the interplay between those two that, to be honest, I kind of appreciate in between Batman and Superman, is that one person is the thing that one's kind of the thing that all of us need to aspire to be, and the other is the actual depiction of our inner struggle.
right.
And I appreciate that a ton. I mean, just because I can't be this immoral perfect person that doesn't go through pain or any of that. I mean, although you can kill Superman, as we found out, but well, apparently not. He comes back. Whatever. But the struggle of Batman is, I think, closer to our struggle, to our own kind of inner demons, I guess. That everybody struggles through stuff. Period.
Right.
And to claim I don't struggle through stuff is kind of untrue and unfair to everybody else.
Right.
So I don't know. There's always the character I try and aspire to be, but then there's kind of the character I actually am a bit, which is kind of an interesting dichotomy, and why those two.
Who are you, Danny? Who are you?
It depends on the day. I mean,
it's your alter ego.
Yeah, kind of. I aspire to be the Superman, but to be honest, I have kind of a few of the struggles Batman has. That sounds very egotistical, but go with it. Of the wanting to get back at people, get angry, or to kind of go and I'll just fix it on my own, push people away. Kind of that type of stuff is stuff that I do struggle through a bit, to be honest. I mean, Batman has trust issues, and I'm not even claiming they're unfounded, but there are definite trust issues. So, yeah, kind of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you?
I don't know. We're doing superhero personality quizzes now?
Yes. We are officially BuzzFeed.
I've never even thought about this. Yeah, BuzzFeed.
Yeah. Which one are you?
I want to say I aspire to be
Squirrel Girl.
I aspire to be like Hank Pym. I feel like it's the best.
Okay.
Where he's like, like I want to be smart about stuff. I want to be like wise and kind of use those basically.
And don't trust the system.
But I don't know. I don't even know if those are true characteristics of Hank Pym. I think they are, but
somewhat, yeah.
Somewhat,
yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know who.
Did you actually?
Yeah, who I am actually. Probably no superhero. I'm just that guy on the street, the pedestrian that gets hit by a falling brick.
So the guy after Hank Pym. What is his name?
Scott Lang.
Yeah. So Scott Lang, who, like the nobody. So like Scott, like.
Yeah.
I said hat. That's still my favorite line in that movie. But anyway, sorry. No, I think that's fair. Just kind of the struggle through trying to be greater than us. And I think that's why people enjoy these stories, is because it's a story about people engaging in a battle bigger than themselves.
Right.
And everybody aspires to that, especially in our culture, to be a part of a thing that carries a meaning beyond ourselves. And there's a ton of stuff that all of us are going through and thinking, gosh, that's not great. That's not a good thing going on. And I need to do my part in order to fix it.
Right.
And if that's not the story of Batman, I don't know what is. And but the thing I've kind of picked up on in culture that I think is a bit what's the word? Not scary, but an indicator is that these stories of not protecting people, but going and getting revenge are increasing. I mean, the idea of the anti kind of the hero, the guy that does bad stuff, even if there's a good cause, and that's getting glorified, because they also put out a trailer of Black Adam, and that is that entire story. Black Adam, and let me make sure I'm saying the right name, played by Dwayne Johnson.
Black Adam, yeah.
Yeah, so
I think. Or Black Lightning? No, it's a CW show.
Yeah, which I'm now typing. I'm pretty sure it's Black Adam. But that character actually isn't the good guy in the story. He's actually the bad guy. He's the antagonist to Shazam. And they are... Oh, yeah, it's Black Adam.
Yeah.
They are starting to do part 2 of that movie, but he's the bad guy to that character. And between that and Deadpool of glorifying bad things done in good purposes, I think that's kind of the scarier part that I've been picking up on in culture for the past couple of years. And then in the Batman trailer kind of come out, because as he's beating up the clowns, they straight up go, who are you? And he goes, I am vengeance. And I'm like, all right, that's kind of...
Is that in the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the part I think is a bit problematic, to be honest. Because it stopped being... There's a difference between I'm trying to protect the good things or I'm trying to beat the bad things.
Right.
And I think they crossed that boundary, or they crossed that into I'm trying to kill bad guys instead of I'm trying to protect good guys. And to be honest, I think that's kind of problematic.
Yeah. I think so. I think as far as like our Christian standards, that is bad. And that's like what you're saying. I mean, as far as like what the world believes, that's kind of something that is sought after. And I can see why. I mean, like you were saying, I think we all have that innate desire to, like, something bad happens to me.
Right. I will
that person
murder everyone involved. Yeah.
To be punished.
Right.
And it typically comes from the rule follower side, which is the funny part. I feel like the more of a rule follower are, the more
Mhm.
you want vengeance when someone breaks the rules, especially if it's against you. And
Hmm.
and I think that's kind of where it gets blurry
Mm-hmm.
for me personally, is that it's like it's out of a good nature, like
Mm-hmm.
I want things to be upheld,
Right.
and therefore in order to make that happen, we think that we need to punish that person,
Right.
especially take it into our own hands, because that's more satisfying, if we're
Right.
being honest.
I don't think it's from the desire to follow the rules, I guess, because that's important. It is important to do that, because if people don't do that, there's just utter chaos.
Right.
And I don't think chaos is great, and people that justify doing that, I don't know. I tend to do that, minus and people that don't, I need to murder them aspect of it. But to be honest, I'm tired of being told, oh, but you're just being a rule follower. I'm like, yeah, it's because they're the rules. I mean, to not do that is chaos. And it's important to do good things, to do them in a proper kind of a manner, while also understanding grace goes in all directions. And I think there's that point of it stops being about justice and starts being about, if I've been wronged, I think I need to get the punish, or I've earned the ability to punish the other person, and people guise that under justice all the time, and that just isn't actually justice. Justice is slow and very deliberate and intentional and constant and consistent.
I mean, that's why vigilantes are not good.
No.
And because the moment we try and take it into our own hands,
Right.
although it may be quicker and the same result might happen,
Right.
like when things happen quick. I think what you said perfectly summed it up.
Right.
The fact that justice is slow.
Yes.
And it's deliberate. That is a very good thing, because can it truly be justice if it is a flauntless decision? And that's what being a vigilante typically is, as far as like within our actual world.
Right.
And
well, I think in I mean, going back to DC Comics, in those two, it's because the system broke. They started off at a bad place. I mean, they don't
Gotham
need Batman because everything's great in Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, a Batman man is there because people are dying in the streets and nobody cared. But the problem is, a world that includes Batman is unsustainable because of actually the stuff they brought up in Dark Knight, that just everybody thinks they can be a part of that, and that's chaos. And
I like these hypotheticals.
right. These hypotheticals.
Are superheroes actually good? That is what we're tackling here.
Yes, we're certainly not tackling current events where, like, some people felt it necessary to take actions into their own hands. I guess that is true.
I wasn't even thinking about it.
Veiled social criticism, no worries. Real quick, but like
I have to acknowledge something in this room.
Okay.
That it is extremely hot, and I just need you guys to know that. Danny wouldn't bring it up, but I'm over here suffering.
It's because you're in a long sleeve hoodie.
I know.
It's not hot because I'm wearing long sleeves and a thing.
Well, it was just hot in here even last time.
Anyway, I'm trying to say anyway you on the podcast. No, I think this is this problem that's coming into play, is that if the justice aspect of things stops being just, or if it stops kind of functioning in the manner it's intended to function, then chaos breaks out because everybody tries to give their own justice, and that isn't consistent,
right?
Because it has to be applied in a consistent manner. And as things come out, as kind of the facts come out, it changes things. There have been many stories that the news is broke, but they just got a piece of it, and just played a clip or just played a small amount, and then as context came out, it ended up blowing open the entire story in a different or in a kind of down a different path. But people thinking that they need to go and be the arbiter of vengeance, to be honest, I have a problem of that. And I do think there's a difference between, am I trying to protect good or kill evil? There's a good part of Romans 12 that actually tells us the proper manner on our way to handle people that are quote unquote evil. So
right.
It's in 12:18 through 21. Do you want to read it for us?
Yep. If possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. Beloved, never avenge yourselves, but leave it to the wrath of God. For it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, says the Lord. To the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. For by so doing, you will heap burning coals onto his head. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good.
So I know I brought this up in the previous podcasts, I think like 3 or 4 ago, I don't know. And I'll stop bringing it up when it stops being irrelevant to our current day. But like, shoot, y'all seen the news recently?
Yeah.
It sucks. Like, I mean, but I think through this thing, because everybody's upset. What would change if our perspective is, instead of to go out there and kind of beat up the opposite political party, because I'd say both engines are going a little hot at this point. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, have they not always been going hot?
No, not this hot. No.
Not this hot?
No, this feels a little different. To be honest, in the amount of time I've been 18 until now, it's very different, and tensions are way higher. This is the highest I've experienced it personally. It might go back to the 50s and 60s. That is kind of a similar time, but even that I've heard is like, it still hasn't been this bad. But if those of us that care or that profess faith in Jesus Christ,
yes,
if our goal is to go out there and these people that are angry and upset and burning stuff down, or open carrying and threatening other people, or the other side threatening other people, there's enough on both sides to go around. What would change if our goal turned into repay evil with good?
Yeah. I mean, and I think that is that's a great way to put it. And it really, I feel like what that is saying is, and I think we all know this here, I don't think a lot of Christians are going out there and, you know, getting frisky, not in that way, but you know, I think that there's always exceptions, of course. That's why I say not a lot, at least. You know, I think that the main point here is that people need Jesus,
right?
And that's the big thing. I can't expect a non-Christian to follow the rules of the Bible. Of course I want that.
Right.
You know, of course that's what God wants.
Right.
You know, but
I disagree. I think there are plenty of Christians that are active and out there and upset and angry, or they're proclaiming, it's like, hey, it's our job to go out there and take care of these guys. It's like, no, it's not. It is not your job to go out there and take care of it. And if I'm being obedient to Scripture, our job is to actually care over those that we claim are the enemy.
Right. Yeah. I think that's something that we've even talked about before, like this hyper American gospel,
right,
where there's no line between America and God. It's just,
right,
this thing,
right,
this whole, it is one piece for a lot of people, and that's wrong. I think that God infiltrates every aspect of our life.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. But to merge those things is a scary thing to do, because you're not putting God on the pedestal. You're kind of making him even. And when you do that, although it is, America has these laws where you can have guns and all this stuff, maybe it's not the best thing to intentionally go out and seek and kill people, and I think that's what you're getting at. And
the cases that have come up are incredibly complex. That's kind of the problem, is
right.
And every party is just pointing out the bad stuff on the other end, and that I think is unfair. They're claiming, well, this guy, he shouldn't have even had a gun, and I'm staring at both ends going, like, neither of them should have owned a gun. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
This guy's doing this, but this guy's doing this, and until both ends come at it on the perspective of, I mean, because part of Romans is talking about is, as a person that is being obedient to God, you give up your right to be honest, vengeance. You give that up.
Yep.
Because it isn't in keeping to the thing Christ did. And if I actually think that Christ is above all things, that Christ is preeminent, and that Christ has defeated death, then even the threat of death or getting stuff taken or stolen or any of that, or being punched or slapped or spit on, I give up the right to punish them and trust that God will do that on my behalf.
Yeah.
And to a few of them, and this is the hard part that I think Christians struggle through, to a few people, it's that God punishes them by putting that punishment on the cross. And they may do a thing and never be punished in our, or by our standards to it. And that needs to be okay, because there are plenty of things all of us have done that we aren't going to be eternally punished for.
Right.
And if I'm trying to bear the gospel and communicate that to people, then I can't do that if I think that they're unsavable.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a huge thing. I mean, you think about even just trying to be, level with someone. If you go at them not hot, I know for a fact, if someone comes at me all hot-headed and angry, am I gonna listen to them once they're like, no, Jesus loves you?
Right.
No.
Jesus loves you, dumb turd. Like, I'm not, all right, get out of here.
So
hey, stupid, I've got good news for you. Okay.
I mean, and that's kind of, like, you should treat people with respect and love.
Well,
and it's hard.
In grace, I mean, that's part of this, is that if a person is my kind of enemy and they're hungry, I feed them. That doesn't make any sense at all. They're my enemy. But in truth, the actual enemy isn't the enemy that I think it is. It's the actual enemy. It's the devil. It's the spiritual darkness that plagues our planet and all those things. But the enemy isn't another person. The enemy is the devil and the spiritual dark forces. And that distinction is drawn, we keep treating people as if they're the enemy. And that's not a good thing.
Yeah. I heard that so different. I like just heard for some reason, treat people as if they're the enemy. I was like, whoa, Danny.
No one.
Whoa.
Nobody said that.
Yeah, I think that's so good. And I think that it is something that, like, it is easy to say, but like I'm sure both of us struggle with that for sure.
Yeah, but overcome evil with good. It's like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Like, no,
it's hard.
I don't want to.
Yeah, and I think my personal views on this is I feel like I've always been lucky. Like, growing up, it is hard for me to like not like someone, if that makes sense. And you can ask my mom; she will attest that like plenty of people that other people like hate. And you know how like Christian churches are, how there's like there's those people that you're just like, you know, everyone just really dislikes, although they would never say it. You know, classic Christians. I
have 5-minute friends. Does that count?
That's terrible, Danny.
5-minute friends?
That's terrible.
No, it's like, I'm great friends for 5 minutes. And then it's like, all right.
Yeah.
I need you to go.
But yeah, I mean, as I get older...
Is that different? Is that like...
It definitely gets harder. And I think that, like, having that almost childlike mindset. Because, like, you know, you look at a child, it's very rare that they just like hate somebody, you know, at least in my, you know, kind of from what I've observed. But, you know, seeing in people that have different views than you, or look different than you, or all these things, and viewing them as your enemy is just totally backwards.
Right.
Like you said, the enemy is the enemy, and we can't lose sight of that. It's almost like, you know, hate the game, not the player, but not at the same time. Hate the... I'm trying to think of it. I always try and make analogies, and it never helps. So I'm just going to back out of this one and put it in reverse. What I'm trying to say is people with different views than you, don't view them as an enemy. I don't even like using that term. I'd say view everyone as a friend. View everyone as a friend. I don't know. That's just kind of how I view it.
Yeah.
But maybe.
Well, there's. It's a testament to the gospel to go to a person that I know I should hate, and to be honest, they know I should hate them too. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, that was it's a testament to the gospel, though, to go to those people and do a nice thing to bless them. I mean, there was this. There have been plenty of people I've been angry at that I've needed to be intentional to go, all right, I am angry. I have actual grievances against that person, and in order to push through that, I'm going to do nice things to bless them.
Right.
And it isn't because they earned it, or isn't because of anything they did. And to be honest, it's because I'm mad, and I need to be able to go, all right, although I have anger, and justifiable anger. You know, I talk to people and they mentioned, yeah, that's justifiable, and still you have to give it up, because if it's still there, it just kind of grows and boils, and it doesn't do any good. But on top of that, that other person isn't going to come to Christ, especially if they're a non-Christian. If I'm a Christian and I'm treating an enemy, even if it's justifiable to be angry at them, even if it's justifiable, they are never going to experience grace or the gospel because of how I treat them. And instead, if I am putting all of my faith and hope in Jesus and trying to be or trying to pattern everything I am after him, then in order to do that, I treat people that are against me as people worth trying to save.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, because, man, if I think of all the excuses I give God to not give me a chance, do you know what I mean?
Right.
I've given God plenty of opportunity to not give me a chance. Mm-hmm. And still, Christ died on a cross, even before I did any of those things that pushes Christ away. Christ still died on the cross to draw me closer to himself.
Right.
So why do I think I get to treat other people any different?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of getting back to the comic stuff, that's kind of the problem, is that they've turned it into trying to kill bad people instead of trying to protect good people. If a person storms in and
get the bad guys.
And to be honest, this is tricky at times, because if a person, I mean, I'm a children's pastor, so if a person storms in to start gunning down children, I'm gonna drop that man as fast as I can, and it isn't about trying to kill this person. It's about trying to protect the 20 to 25 people behind me. Mm-hmm. It's about trying to choose good instead of choose not a lot of evil, and that is different.
Right.
But it's still about protecting the innocent, and I think a good amount of time it ends up being the same choice, but there's an issue of what's going on in me that expresses that. I don't think as a Christian I can be the anti kind of hero. I can't be Deadpool. I can't be Black Adam. And to be honest, being Batman is kind of problematic a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not as problematic as Deadpool and Black Adam, but those are very clearly problematic. But there is this aspect of Batman that gets problematic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. And I think for a lot of the mm-hmm. heroes out there, I mean, you could probably say all of them. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say that you shouldn't be able to learn things from these stories or enjoy them.
Right.
That's not what we're saying here.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just kind of having a discussion.
We will be going to the Batman movie, and I'll be playing the Gotham Knights game.
Yeah. And I think...
And we may go to Wonder Woman, and it will be fine.
There's things that you can learn from these stories.
Right.
And that's the way to think about every movie,
mm-hmm.
every TV show you watch is, what can I learn that is good and profitable mm-hmm. For my soul?
Right.
And then just enjoy it.
And ask, where is God in this, or is God in this? There are a few movies I would say, like, he's not.
Godless.
He's just not here. He's not here. You know, plenty of movies that I was like, I don't think I could pull one sermon clip from that at all.
Yeah.
But Caleb.
Yes.
From my perspective, there is only one superhero that all of us need.
Jesus.
And his name is Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, at long, it's back.
I tried to ruin it, and you're just continuing to go.
Our Jesus Juke is back.
Jesus Juke.
Jesus Juke.
You just got Jesus juked.
No,
yeah.
this is all going in. This all stays in.
This all stays in.
This all stays in.
I didn't miss it. In fact, I tried not to bring it up because I knew that it would get back on your mind and you'd put a Jesus juke in somewhere.
We haven't done this since like episode 42 when we switched to video. I said, switching to video, at some point we're gonna have to make a thing for Jesus juke, and then I hit an amount of inspiration at 11:30 p.m. and I was like, I'm doing it tonight. I can't sleep anyway. Here we go.
Gosh dang it.
So it's back.
The bane of my existence. I'm going to get a Jesus juke on you.
Raise your hand if you taught me After Effects. Keep your hand up if this is your fault. Come on. Oh,
I shouldn't have done. Wait, what? Why is Premiere opening? I don't know.
Why are you opening Premiere?
But I think that we could have let it die. Did you guys hear me? I knew where you were going.
We could have.
I knew where you were going.
And I knew you knew.
And I tried
but
to stop it.
we weren't going to go anywhere else.
But you just pushed right through.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Jesus Juke. We will be periodically doing this. I am so excited for this awful segment, which I introduced the first time. All right, did I ever tell how I started this thing? Just a quick story. I created this thing because, I mean, the Jesus Juke is really annoying to just bring up Jesus in a context that just Jesus doesn't fit, or just kind of, it's an oversaved kind of a moment. And so I created this thing because I was bored and thought, is this obnoxious? And the first time I said, no, it's not. Keep working on it. And that's when I found the air horn noise. And I don't think the first time I told you it was coming, I just played it and you're like, what is happening? And I'm like, yeah, no, this.
Why can't it be like a nice ukulele? Ding, 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 Jesus, ding, 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 ding.
You are welcome to make a competing soundboard.
I'm gonna get you.
We will slowly turn this thing into PewDiePie.
Me and Jesus are gonna juke you, and you're next.
Oof. Well, if there's a topic that you think it would make it easier to Jesus juke each other on, we're interested about talking about that topic or just any other topic. And the best way to contact us is actually through our Facebook and Instagram at Nobody Special Podcast. Mm-hmm. Also, there's a web page. That is the weirdest way I could have said that. I don't normally do this part. Hey, Caleb, where else can they go to ask us questions?
You can also ask us questions or just say hello because we like both. You can go to thegospel.outpost.com/nobody special and you will find a page there at the bottom of the page where you can ask us questions and say hello. Also, you can check us out on YouTube and comment and subscribe, and you can. That's just another way to contact us. If you comment, we will see it, and we would love if you would subscribe and hit the bell. And
if it's not harassing, we'll probably kind of respond to it. Except for the
harassing.
Actually, we've gotten a few of those.
A few of those.
Yes, we have.
What, where we responded?
No. Where someone said something harassing and we were just like, cool. All right. Thank you for... We still got the downloads, so I don't know what you want. I don't think they came back. They told us to drink bleach. But that was...
Are you talking about the Instagram comment?
Or some of them. Yeah, there's one on YouTube too. And I was like, okay, thank you for tuning in though. And,
yes.
and to be honest, I understand some of the stuff that we talk about gets a little heated and controversial topics and all that, so it actually doesn't offend me at all to get...
Hey, look here, right in the camera. Or listen in real tight in your ear holes.
Ooh.
That was bad.
We're at the end.
But, we love you. So, yeah.
Yes.
Don't you agree, Danny?
I do agree. But I do think... that's going to do it for us today. On that note, I don't want to end on that.
I was just being nice.
So uncomfortable.
Come on, Danny.
You ended up saying ear holes and then doing a weird ASMR, and I'm just like, yeah, me no like. No, but that's going to do it for us today. So we appreciate everyone tuning into our podcast and telling everyone about it. So thank you so much. But that's going to do it for us today. I'm Danny.
And I'm Caleb.
And we are Nobody Special.